in that Joe. My re-up money secure. I got in, I got out. Giving all glory to God. Hold up, this ain't me. Tell me how we went from trapping to rapping on BET. Last week I told investing to the Kansas City Chiefs. Golden rule to invest and make that money while you sleep. They say trap a perfect mixture of Warren Buffett and Meech. No more shoebox money, them portfolios elite. Golden rule to invest and make that money while you sleep. I'm gone.
What's good, what's good, what's good, family? It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin, man. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Listen, we're going to have an amazing show tonight. We thank you for just bringing us in your living room, for bringing us in your car, while you're on your break, wherever you're watching us at. We just want to say thank y'all, man. Man, we have an amazing show set up for us tonight. We're going to talk about some of these trade tensions that's going on. We're going to talk about new investors and how we are holding up in the market. We're going to talk about some things that's going to really change your perspective on the market. So I want y'all to tune in. I want you to make sure you have your pen and your pad because Trapper attire is required. Let's go, man. All right, man, listen, I had a hell of a weekend, y'all, right? Like, I was pouring into people all weekend, and I also got poured into. And so tonight, I want to take a moment to just, let me say this different. There's no way I can pour into everybody else without pouring into my people. You know what I'm saying? Because you all come here every week. And so tonight I want to talk about planting your seed in good soil. Right? Like, when I think about that idea, when I think about that logic, I think about it from this perspective. Before there was wealth, there was a word. Before there were prophets, not spiritual prophets, but investing prophets, there were planters. And before there was any type of savings account, there was soil. And what I want us to realize is the soil around us can be fertilized, must be fertilized, will be fertilized by each and every one of us on a daily basis. Because that fertilization is the words that we speak. That fertilization is the belief that we believe. Say that again. That fertilization is also the belief that we believe. But the most important part of that fertilization is the action that we take daily. Tonight, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hoop and holler. I'm not gonna go crazy. I just wanna have a real talk with us because I was so inspired this weekend. Each and every week we come here and we get information. Each and every week we come here and we get one or two tools that make us better. But I want to ask everybody here, what type of action are you taking daily? Jose, there's this plant that I got in my house. And this plant really makes me mad because I water it how I'm supposed to, but every day I walk in the house, leaves fall off of it. And it makes me question myself. Am I not nurturing this plant correctly? Am I watering it too often or not enough? Do I not have the proverbial green thumb that you're supposed to have? I say that to say every day you may be taking some type of action, but is the action you're taking procreating wealth? Or are leaves constantly falling? And the leaves that's falling, are they necessary to be attached to your roots? Okay, let me scope that for you a little bit. As a plant grows, it actually sheds some dead weight. But the weight that it sheds is actually necessary for the growth, because the weight that it sheds also becomes the fertilizer that it uses to grow. The weight that it sheds doesn't fall far from the root. And the world, and the way God put it, is so dope that the weight that it sheds also it doesn't just fall off and it's not usable anymore. The weight that it sheds also becomes the fertilizer used to help it grow. So what I'm saying to you is, some of the things that you losing are necessary to make you grow. Some of the things that you losing are necessary to help you see, oh, I need to go this way. Some of the things that you losing watch this. Some of the things that you are losing are necessary to help you gain a better perspective on how far you've come. Because you can get so caught up in a moment, you can get so caught up in where you want to go, you forget how far you've come. So every leaf that you lose is actually necessary for a certain part of the journey to show you how far you've come, but also how much you gotta grow. So then I said, yo, I'm watering the tree correctly. But my perspective shift one day. It shift when I saw the leaves on the ground, and then I noticed new ones growing. And I stopped doubting myself. And I started telling myself, what you're doing is helping the tree through the different developmental stages. You're helping the tree shed leaves, but also grow new ones. The cycle must keep going. So what you're actually doing, Trap, you're nurturing the soil. So what are you doing that's nurturing the soil? You can look at all the stuff you losing, because what happens is, watch this. The loss happens suddenly. The growth happens through different time frames. You don't see the growth as fast as you see the fall. You don't see the growth as fast as you see the fall. Because when it falls, watch this, Jose, it falls whole. But when it grows in pieces. When it falls whole. But when it grows, it only grows in time frames, in pieces, sporadically. Meaning it grows and then it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. And then it grows and then it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. But when it falls as a whole thing. And one of our biggest problems right now is we're not giving the soil enough time to cultivate the roots. We're not giving the soil enough time to nurture the roots. And so what we start doing is we start making things fall because we are too impatient. We start chopping things down before it's time because we impatient. We look at the growth that something is taking on its journey as premature growth. And because it's premature, we chop it off. And we say, that ain't right, I'm gonna go here. So the reason why you really can't build wealth, the reason why we really not as far as we wanna go financially is because when the seed hasn't grown in the time that we thought it was supposed to grow, we bury the seed or chop it down and we go somewhere else. I can look back at my life right now and things look like they happened all of a sudden. I look back at my life and be like, yo, this was a process. This was before I even quit the job, when I was sleeping on the air mattress, when I was sleeping in the crack house, when I was sleeping in the bando. Like, I got here, but all of that had to take place. Hear me, watch me here. There were phases where I had to shed. There were phases that had to fall off, but nurture me so that I can be here. I didn't just get here all of a sudden. I had to go through different seasons: summer, winter, spring, fall, autumn. I had to go through the different phases. I had to go through the jail phase. I had to go through the gangster phase. I had to go through the sleeping on the air mattress phase. I had to go through sleeping in my great aunt's sofa. I had to go through getting my apartment with nothing in it. I had to go through working a job 6 days a week, 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 30 days in a row. I had to go through all that because it was nurturing me for this moment. I had to go through shooting the content in the back of my auntie's house. I had to go through that. I had to move up to the living room and I started shooting the content. I had to go through shooting the content in the car. I had to go through, let me get this apartment and shoot it in the front of the apartment. I had to go through getting the building, 6,000 square feet. I had to go through all that to get the 50,000 square feet. And there are phases of me that got to fall off so the new phases can give birth. So I got to keep nurturing the soil. So in order to nurture the soil, you got to also be willing to plant good seeds. You got to plant the good seeds. And you got to be willing. Listen to me. The seed don't stop growing because it's raining. The seed don't stop growing because it's cold outside. Let me make that make sense to you. The seed don't stop growing because the people around him doubting his growth, his potential. The seed don't stop growing because this person ain't support the business. The seed don't stop growing because this person ain't repost you. The seed don't stop growing because your family and friends not buying the t-shirts or not buying the products. The seed don't stop growing because bills is due. The seed don't stop growing because this person doubted you. The seed don't stop growing because sometimes you feel like you can't. The seed don't stop growing. You gotta keep nurturing the seed when you don't feel like it. Keep nurturing the seed when you tired. You got to keep nurturing the seed when you feel a little weary. You got to keep nurturing the seed when you doubt yourself. You got to keep nurturing the seed when you get up in the morning, you feel like I can't do it today. You got to keep nurturing the seed when you feel like everybody done gave up on you. You got to keep nurturing the seed when your mama don't believe in you, your daddy don't believe in you, your sister don't believe in you, your brother don't believe in you, the person you sleeping with in the bed don't believe in you. You got to keep nurturing the seed because the seed is for you. You the potential, not them. God gave you the vision, not them. God told you what was going to happen, not them. God gave you the glimpse, not them. So you got to plant the seed in good soil. Because if you do that, man, the seed don't start growing. So listen, I promise you, I'm not here to like make you believe none other than you are a good seed. I'm not here to tell you nothing else, but you are a good seed. And you get glimpses of what your future look like. That's God downloading to you what he got for you. That's God telling you what's in store. Now, here's the crazy thing that God does. God will give you a glimpse of the end result without telling you what you got to go through to get it. The end result is to get you ignited. The end result that you see is to get you to move. The end result that you see is to let you know it's possible. But what you got to go through to get it is when he wants you to lean on him. What you got to go through to get it is when he wants you to lean on him. Because by ourselves, we ain't capable. So tonight, I just want us all to understand you all good seed. And Trappin Tuesdays, man, we good soil, man. It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin, man. Episode 148, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Let's get to it, y'all. Let's go, baby. Hey, we got a good show tonight, Jose.
I am a good seed.
We got a good show tonight, dog.
You like that setup, first off?
What?
The title.
You know I knew you was going to do that, yeah. I knew you was going to ride off that energy already.
Hey, I need to know where that came from. The leaf
title.
falling off into the creative fertile.
Because I got that damn tree in my house.
But no, when? Okay, when?
When
You
what?
understand, when did that come? This is me. I'm being this person. I mean, I love the Trappers, but this is a Jose thing. When did that come? Just now up there?
Yeah. Of course. So what happens is, bro, like, I look at this doggone tree every day, bro. Real talk. I look at this doggone tree every day in my house, bro. And I be like, man, what am I doing wrong with this tree? You know what I'm saying? But then I realized, literally, like, dang, these leaves dropping, but I see new ones growing. And so when, it just came to me just now. When I was, I just saw the guy doggone, I just saw it. I was just talking to Bernard, so I didn't see it till just now.
I did not, I don't think I ever heard that flip that way. That's why I'm like, I was about
Well,
to
wait.
run, I was about that.
Oh, about the?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
about
yeah,
to
yeah.
run around the building, bro.
Yeah.
But we got the show to do.
Yeah.
Man.
No, that was good.
Shout out to
And it's just like that, though. Everything has a purpose. Right? You got to think about it. An acorn tree drops the acorns all the time. Right? But the acorns are the reason why you get a new acorn
the
tree.
tree. Yeah.
An oak tree.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? But an oak tree.
Yeah.
The oak tree is why you get the acorn. Thank you, cuz. Right? But that's why you get it. So whatever the squirrels don't snatch away, it becomes the oak tree. Now here's a talk about the oak tree. If you know anything about oak trees, it takes forever to grow. So that means that acorn gotta endure. But if you look at the acorn, you don't see the oak tree in it.
But everything that's in the seed is in the tree.
But everything that's in the seed is in the tree.
Boy, about to get you started up again. Don't do it.
But when you see the acorn, you pick them up, you throw them, and
Right.
now you done repositioned it.
Joe said y'all had acorn fights. Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, we done did it. I'm talking about bags full of them, big ones. So, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
You looking at it, they like, man, hey. Now I realize you done repositioned the acorn. But everything got a purpose. The acorn falls to the ground, it goes through what it got through, or the acorn becomes food for what? A squirrel. So either way it goes, it has a purpose.
Man, yeah, You went crazy this weekend. I see what we doing.
Bruh, let me say this, bruh.
I would say literally, I know people have, I probably heard most of more of your speeches than anybody else now.
Yeah.
Top 2, and it might be 1.
You know, I told you that.
Yeah.
So let me say.
You felt it coming off the joint.
I felt it coming out the gate, bro. I said, I remember I told Jose this. I said, Jose, if I can get this right, if I can nail this thing the way that I see it and say it in my head, it is probably going to be the best keynote I've ever done. And I knew it. But I'm going to tell you what the fuel was for me. The fuel was Oprah.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah was the fuel.
Man, she was glowing too.
Bro, Oprah was
That's
the
that
fuel.
$1 billion glow.
That's that $1 billion glow. I ain't got a worry in the world.
Looking good, just good.
She just got business worries. Right? So that talk from Oprah, then we had dinner. So like I really didn't go to sleep till like 3 that morning, bro. I was up. So I just felt it, bro. I went to sleep visualizing it. I woke up visualizing it. I was just locked in. So I definitely wanted to I wanted to make sure that I was all in. Yeah, and I just felt it, bro. I just felt it, man. I just felt it. So, yeah, man, great weekend. Great weekend.
Lady out there. Had hot ladies out there, you know what I'm saying?
The ladies was out there. And that felt good, too, because she wasn't with me last year.
Yeah, yeah.
So to have her with me, you know, that felt good, too, to have my lady with me, man. Yeah. You know, man, it was just a great weekend, bro. Like, I was told Nat this, too. I said, man, I like events like this because they move you. When you have people, so you listen to a Oprah, a John Hope Bryant.
Man, John jumped down off the stage.
When and let me just say this. I don't know if you recorded it or maybe Nat did it, but to hear John Hope Bryant tell me, use my name like a credit card, it's gonna open doors for you.
Bruh. He said it twice.
3 times.
Yeah, because you was like, what? What you say?
No, at first I was like, I got you. He was like, no. He pulled me back. He like, listen, use my name like a credit card. It's gonna open doors for you. I was like, all right. He said, no. Use my name. And bro, I know that ain't. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll be honest, bro. When I see that, I look at the Freedom Center, and I'm like, you know, what happens when we get 700-800 people in here, and then it's like, hey, we need to go rent a, because we doing 4,000-5,000. Like I see that. I see that.
Because they was to the rafters. Let me tell y'all real quick. I'm showing him a video. He was like, I don't think my joint was as filled up as Oprah's. And I'm like, let me show you the video. He was like, bro, that's Oprah. I said, bro, keep watching the video. That's you. It was tears to the ceiling, nosebleed seats, going crazy. Like, bro.
What I will say is, too, though, that, so first of all, shout out to the Patreon and shout out to Trappers Anonymous because they was in a building.
Deep.
Heavy.
Shirts.
Trap! I was like, oh.
They didn't even have good soil shirts. They had
Wallstreet. I was like, yo, what's up? So shout out to the Patreon. Shout out to Trappers Anonymous, man, because even Bishop hit me with that. He said, hey, I see your people here, huh? I said, hey, they loyal.
They loyal.
I said, they loyal. You know what I'm saying? And so I just what I will say is that did show me that, because I ain't been outside like that in a minute. It showed me that we are growing. We are impacting. And I'll be honest with you, I credit that first to God, second to this show.
Let's go.
First to God for allowing me to voice and to be authentic myself, but second to this show. Not Instagram, not Facebook, I credit that to this show. You know what I'm saying? Because they show up every week.
For 3 hours?
We 150, 48 episodes in for 3 hours, bro. So, man, I smiled all weekend just. Shelly Booker, shout out to the queen. That's who we took the picture with, who had the blue shirt on.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
When I was leaving out.
Yep,
Shout out to the queen, man, because I'm gonna tell you the only thing I don't like when I be in events like that, I be on other people's time. And so, like, I gotta get off the stage, and I be holding the stage up a little longer, but I be wanting to go talk to my people, man. You know what I'm saying? I be wanting to lock in with my people, man. So, shout out to my people, man. Shelly Booker, Thavian, Cali Bay Breeze. I saw a lot. I saw them, but they was. I wound up getting to rap with them, but yeah, man, it was a great event, man. Great event. What you got?
Nah, man, we got the preview joint too.
Let's show them the preview before we get into the match. Let's show them the preview. Man, what a hell of a week this has been, from the water in the building to.
Shout out to my team. We got the wrong one today.
Oh, he was preaching, man. That wasn't no speech. That brother after my job. He's incredible. He's incredible.
I couldn't listen. I had to make sure I'm reading your body language as I'm speaking, and I'm like, I can tell when he agree with it. When he lean up, that mean I got his attention. That mean I'm good to go.
You know what my wife said to me that was most interesting? She said that she could see the impact of my life through the speakers.
100%.
She said the delivery, the confidence, the aggression.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't great before, she said, but I can see your finger.
Every time.
Yeah.
Like, I studied from not just learning the word, but just how you can orate, which is a different level. Everybody don't have that gift. Yeah. And I always tell my people, this is the greatest speaker of our time. The way he communicates, the way he breaks down the word. After I told you yesterday, I said, I heard you talking to Open. I went home and scrapped the whole mess.
Really?
I scrapped the whole thing. I said to 3 o'clock in the morning, because I said, there's another level I can tap into because I study him. And if I get up there and I don't leave people with an understanding and tools, I did not serve him.
I need somebody to speak in a way that I can understand. The world ain't gonna cater to you, family. We want people to dumb down information, which means we don't think highly of ourselves. Never once have I said, hey, I need you to dumb that information down for me, because that's putting a lack on that supernatural intelligence that God put in you. I'm gonna disrupt poverty by thinking different. I'm gonna disrupt lack by thinking different. I'm gonna disrupt the programming by thinking different. I'm gonna disrupt. My mama went to prison, my grandma went to prison, I went to prison. I'm gonna disrupt my hairs going to prison because I'm gonna think different. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Y'all done been through a whole lot. You keep repeating the same cycle, but you ain't disrupting nothing, but you expecting something to change. They ain't hearing me over here. Somebody right here heard. I said, you keep repeating the same cycle. You keep taking the same information, and then you keep saying, I don't understand it. The world ain't gonna cater to you, family. So the thing that agitates you the most is probably what you anointed to answer.
That's so good, right? So
Man,
good.
y'all have L talk about Pastor Trap. You, man, bruh. And hold up. And that man was clean.
Come on. Check.
He had his name on the inside of his jacket.
Check.
He said Big Trap.
Check.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That was good, man. And I have the amazing, First Lady, Miss Sarita Jakes. She told me something that was so funny to me, man. So she saw me at backstage, and I said, I was speaking to her, telling her how she doing. And she said to me, I was trapping.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that filled my heart, bro. I said, what? She said, Bishop she said, he lights up when he see you. She said, it's your energy, the way you command the stage. And I was telling him I see his imprint. She said, but I was trapping. And bro, that made, like
it was one of those weekends you just can't really put into words.
you can't, like if I try to explain it.
All the little intricacies, the big ones yeah.
Then I will say this, I'm gonna do it before we move on to the show. Shout out to the squad, man. Shout out to Jose, shout out to Steve, shout out to Nick. Because I sent them graphics at 3 o'clock in the morning, the idea that I had for that. So I'll just give them a basic idea of what I did. I explained, so I took them from a mindset perspective. And then from the mindset perspective, I told them that you can't say what you don't know when Adam didn't go to college. God never sat down on a stoop and named stuff for Adam. But God breathed life into Adam, got him out the dirt, breathed life into him, and then Adam got up and just started naming stuff. Mm-hmm. That's a supernatural intelligence. And not only did he do that, but Adam also, watch this, I just learned this, once Adam gave birth to Eve, which blew me, he said that, right, a C-section, which was funny, but he not only named her woman, he then named the future version of her, which was Eve, the mother of. So that also means that we not only have the intelligence to see a thing for what it is, we also have the intelligence to see a thing for what it could be in the future. God blessed us with that. So every time we say, I don't know something, you are actually going against the supernatural intelligence that God put in you. You go against that. Now, the part I didn't get to tell them was that the same soil that God made Adam from was the same soil that baptized the prodigal son. Because when the prodigal son was in the pig pen, that's when he came to himself. And in the pig pen, we know that's what? Mud, which is what? Dirt. So the same dirt that we created from is the same dirt that made him realize who the hell he was. So sometimes we got to come from the dirt. Sometimes we got to get it out the mud because it's the mud that helps us realize who the hell we are. So sometimes some of us got to get it out the mud. We got to go dirty. We got to get dirty. We got to get filthy. Because once God created, it is what it is. Watch this. The same soil was in the same creek that David got the what? Pebbles from. It's soil in a creek. So I want us to understand that every time that we say we don't got an intelligence or I need you to dumb this down for me, you are actually taking away from the supernatural intelligence that's in you because God ain't never created no dummies. That ain't in his playbook. Think about how the brain works. Think about how life works. Think about how animals work. Think about how trees grow. Think about how the universe is. God ain't, he don't do nothing on a low level. He don't do nothing on a low level. So why we even put ourselves in the mindset of what we can't do? It just means I just need a little time. It ain't that I can't do it. And I said that at Good Soul. I say, yo, nobody never broke this down to me on a level that was a lower level. But what I did do was I used a situation and an environment that I was accustomed to, and I was able to relate it to what I'm accustomed to. So what I need you to do is I need you to start saying, what can I relate this to that gives me a better understanding of it? So because I was in that environment, what I did was I talked about candlesticks. But I said, hey, let me show you how candlesticks work. I showed them how a red candlestick worked. I showed them how a green candlestick worked. And then I showed them what a trend is. This is what an uptrend looked like. And then I started from Abraham and I ended with Jesus, and I made every one of them a candlestick. And that was the message. The message was Abraham was a green candlestick. And then I talked about time frames. I said, this is a big time frame, Abraham to Jesus, but we're going to go smaller time frame. Why? Because you go smaller time frame, you get to see some of the things that happen that the big time frame ain't going to see you. So we talked about Abraham. I said, hey, when he got the message from God, what that is? That's a big old green candle. When he slept with Hagar, what that is? That's a huge red candle. Why? When he was trying to speak for Sodom, that was a doji candle because it was indecision. And then what happened? When God gave him the promise, big green. And then we went to David, and then we went to Christ. And bruh, that was the message. And at the end of the message, I said, now think about yourself as a candle. And every time you as a candle, and I had a trend line at the bottom, I say every time you get as a candle, when you come down, God is the trend line that make you bounce back up. And every time you come down and find support, God is the trend line that bounces you back up. But the dope part about this trend is every time God bounces you up, you reach a higher high. The problem with information is, it's not that the information is not solid. We immediately put a block in our head that tells us this is not for me, instead of saying, what can I use in my life to relate this to what am I going through right now? And once we learn that, I promise you, y'all, nobody did not teach me about investing. Nobody. I got there, I read them books, I got in them books, and I said, hey, what did this remind me of? Hey, you know what? This remind me of the street. And every time I put it to something like that. Because there's nothing in this life that we cannot correlate to something else when it comes to intaking information. There's nothing in this life, y'all. Our biggest problem is in this world, and I said this at Good Soil, I say our biggest problem is we let our environment program us, and with that programming, it also installs in us lack. So you let the environment tell you, you can't be this. You let the environment tell you, you can't be that. You let the environment say, you can't be this. And so now what happens is you adapt the programming of the environment. And so that's where the next phase comes saying, you got to disrupt some things, because if I didn't disrupt that programming, God knows what the hell will go on my daughter or my future kids. Because my grandmother went to prison, my mama went to prison, I went to prison, which means everybody on my bloodline gonna go to prison. But I got to disrupt that. And you got to be the one to disrupt that. You got to be the one to disrupt that. No, don't show them that. No. We're going to use that again. That was sweet.
Look, I was like, let me get it.
That was sweet.
But when you ain't saying that, I was like, oh, maybe not.
Nah, that was sweet. So I just want us to know that. Right? Yep, you can be a product of your environment. So that's what we talked about in the opening. We talked about some things got to leave, but they fertilize you. Right? Like I can't take away from, watch this, I can't take away from the soil that I was raised in, that I was planted in. But what happens is I outgrew that soil. Just like a plant. Some of you know people that plant, you know, they I got to take this plant out of this pot and put it in this pot. I got to take this tree out of this and put it over here. So that's how you grew up in this environment. Hey, we got to take you out of this pot. We got to put you in another pot. You got to fertilize that soil over here. But watch this. Watch this. The residue may still be on the roots when you take it from one pot to another. The residue is still, you see when they take it out, you got to shake it. because all the dirt still be on it. So the residue from one body of soil, it still got residue on those roots. So what happens is you got to start outgrowing some of the organisms that was transferred from one environment to another. You got to start outgrowing that. And so I was talking to B today, and B was like, man, what kind of shoes that you got on? And I said, say, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't want to sound like I'm like materialistic or nothing, but bro, I don't even much care. Because this building is what matters to me now. So now the stuff that used to I be focused on, I gotta be fresh, I gotta be, bro, I can wear this all day, every day, but give me a good suit, I'm ready. Give me a good suit, nice clean pair of shoes, we ready to go. Because this is what matters. What I want to impact us. So I want to have systems in play that impact. I want us to be able to impact the community in a way that the community ain't ever been impacted. So different things matter to me. So I had to shake the residue off from the other version of me that was me 2 years ago, where I won't go to Neiman's and I won't go to Dior all the time and I won't go to Saks and I won't go to, okay, that's cool. That was in that season, but I gotta move to another pot so I can shake that off. Right? Shake that off. Now put me in a new pot. And the next pot gonna be, hey, we building this building out. Hey, we gotta get another building because now we impacting the people in this area, but how do we go to Houston and impact them in that area? How do we give the people in Houston a home? How do we get the people in New Orleans a home? How do we get the people in Oakland a home? And how do we grow like that? How do we become a philanthropist that give away $10 million a year? Then we gotta come out of another pot. We gotta shake that off. We gotta plant it in another pot. Anyway, shout out to the people, man. We got Michael Pearson, what's good? Jonathan Jones, what's good? Cheesy Bread, what's good, family? Man, Ock, what's good? Ock, I see my Ock in that building. Moski, what's up, baby? Leon Barnes was good. Rams was good. Carolina Blue was good. Patrick Haywood was good. Thavion was good. Ramona was good. Bernard, that's you, B? Nick was good. Carolina Blue was good. Dials was good. Gutter CEO was popping, family. Tanisha was good. Shy was good. Shelly was good. Kelly was good. Larry Morgan was good. Douglas Perry was good. God's Favorite was good. Reggie was good. Alex Vegas was good. Rudy was good. Shazam X, I see you, brother. Rams was good. Antonio was good. Mask was good. Jonathan Hamilton was good. Tariq was good. Is that Tariq from KJ was good. All right, I can't read no more. God damn, it's a lot. Let's get to it. All right, where we at, man? Let's get the mantra going. God, what that is? Oh, anyway. All right, man, make sure y'all share this out. Man, make sure y'all share this out. Let's get this out to as many people as we can, man. Y'all know we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We're going to put a lot of information out tonight. It's going to be real dope, man. Let's get to it, man. Take a sip. I'm a little parched.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Let's go, man. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I'm more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break all the chains that anchor me to that poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today, I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will a generation behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. And Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all share this. About to get into this information.
You know what I'm thinking of? What? I'm gonna say it live because a Trapper Mantra almost Pledge of Allegiance song. You know how we used to play the Pledge of Allegiance? and we had the music playing over the loudspeaker. Mm-hmm. Oh, we only did that at my joint. I don't know.
Nah,
They
I
did
know
in
what
the
you're talking
hood.
about.
I was like, you know what? Let me hit up Mook. Like,
Hit up who?
Mook, the producer.
Nah.
I bet you that joint gonna be fire. Watch. See? That's the first 5 no's. I told you.
I'm all right.
Do. First 5 no's.
We all right on that, dog. I'm all right on that. No, don't do that, dog. Make sure y'all share this, man. Get the likes up. Make sure y'all share this, get the likes up. Let's get 3,000 people in the chat tonight. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot going on, man. All right, so I feel good today, man. Even though the market was down, we still had a pretty decent day today. Shout out to George, man. George getting a little money in the options market every day now on his page. We see breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Eating.
Making a little money, you hear me? George kind of, I said, say, cuz, check this out. I got business going on here. Man, I'm trying to show I got some money, man. Man, get out of here, bro. So, D-Block was good. Taylor B was good. Belina was good. John Ellis was good. All right, so, coming off the weekend, man, we had these doggone war talks. Iran and Israel. That's going to be crazy. Just in case y'all don't know, man, Israel actually has 50% of the world's oil reserve. Just in case you don't know. Just in case you don't know. 50% of the world's, Iran, in case y'all don't know, Iran has 50% of the world's oil reserve. Yep, just in case you don't know. So that is definitely, it's definitely something that we got to pay attention to. It's definitely something we got to pay attention to. So, so you got the NASDAQ down, S&P down, Dow Jones down, Tamara Buchanan was good. So I think all of this is driven by, this right here. I think all of this is driven by just the sheer importance of oil. This is sheer, right? Because you got to think about it. Anytime, we'll get into it, but anytime there's something going on in the Middle East in that area, it's going to affect the market. Now, for me, I ain't going crazy. I'm not sweating it, but you definitely got to pay attention to this. I want you to watch ExxonMobil, watch Chevron, watch those stocks. Let's go a little further. We actually had one up coming off I think we had a VIX at 20 last Friday. It dropped down to 18 early in the week. I don't know what it's at the end of the day. But let's look at it, man. So Microsoft, NVIDIA, Apple. I put in a group today, I'm going to smack the piss off Apple. I'm going to smack the piss off Apple, you hear me? Tesla got punched in the face today. Adobe got punched in the face today. Lilly down 1% today. I saw they just did a deal at the end of the day. But look at that damn cybersecurity. Palo Alto, CrowdStrike. Look at your industrials, Lockheed Martin, RTX. So watch those as well. ExxonMobil again, CVX again. Somebody in the group asked me about Exxon or CVX, and I said, I'm not mad at it, but if you want to play it safe, I will go with XLE, OIH, USO. So I told him in a group today that. So, if you want to try to play it, it'll be a safe play. I wouldn't overextend myself in it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would play it because tensions are high. And we just gotta pay attention to it. I think as you become great at investing, as you become better in this game, you definitely want to, like for me, I don't have to make a move every time the market makes a move, but I need to be aware of what the market is doing so I can be aware of the move, if that makes sense, right? So like, I don't have to go jump into puts. Oh, let me go jump into some puts right now. Like, I don't gotta do that. Let me try to short the market right now. Like, I don't gotta do that. It's not that drastic of a down day. So that's, double loss for that dang OIH. That's one of the ones spanked us earlier before last, for sure. All right, to go a little further. Double law was popping, family. All right, so we still had a put call heat index of 4.6 million calls, 4.3 million puts. Still put us at 8.9 in total. Not bad, not mad at it at all. Let's go a little further. Okay, now. We done went from 67 to 62. We at 55. We pushing neutral. This is what war does. This is what war does. War pushes us into this neutral space. So we gotta be mindful. We gotta be mindful of that. All right, let's go a little further. Oh, we're going straight to the money. I like it. You get to the money then. Let's get to the money. I think today we came out with, we was probably up maybe like 30,000. But as you can see, Apple gonna make me bad to piss off them. They tripping, you hear me? But I just think Apple gonna get us, I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad I got it to December because I think it might take that long just to break even on us. You hear me? AVGO, not mad. Costco gonna make me bad to piss out them. 100%. 100%. Now we was up about, and this thing sunk fast. Like, I was like, what happened? They're gonna make me bad to piss out them. But I ain't tripping on Costco. They'll be all right. CrowdStrike, salute. You know, we in those crowd plays. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. Today, CrowdStrike went crazy. Okay, let's go. Let's go a little further. Goldman Sachs, man. Goldman Sachs has been a banger for us. Eli Lilly, like, I don't like the fact that you took $12,000 from me today. I don't like it. You the reason why I didn't have $50,000 today. So definitely pissed off at Eli Lilly. Meta, I like it. You know, we got the new Meta play in. That was the play I told my people about. You know what I'm saying? The Netflix play, I definitely want to get another Netflix call. I definitely want to get another NVIDIA call, Palantir. So now I'm just kind of thinking, I'm trying to see, you know, quiet. So and I told the group today that I was being cautious today. This week, I'm kind of being cautious. Why? Because we got a couple things coming up this week. Tomorrow, you got a Fed chair meeting, and then Friday, you got quiet wenching. So I didn't want to get in no plays this week. And because I'm not a day trader, you know, because I'm not a day trader, I think that I'm gonna just sit on the side this week. I think that we'll see some opportunities. So yeah, but so far, I'm not gonna lie, we looking good. You know, y'all see all that green on the side. Go back one more, go back to the first one. Come on, you see that green over there? Come on, 5, 15, 49. You see that green over there? Go back, let's go. Go, come on. 25, 17, 28, 8, 10, 10, 31. You see the green over there now? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. We're shaking back slowly but surely. We're shaking back slowly but surely. I said this week you're not a day trader. Mac, I don't like you, dog. I make one little quick trade. Now y'all know how. Come on. Don't do me that. Y'all know that ain't my game plan, man. Don't do me that, bro. Let me live, Mac. Come on. I should have never made that UNH play, bro. They ain't gonna never let me live that down, bro. They're not gonna never let me live that down. They're not gonna never let me live that down, bro. I just was one play, y'all. I love the Patreon. Come on, you see that green though. Come on, let's go a little further. All right, Palantir. See? Now, we was red on Palantir. Was it last week? It was last week. And I said, man, this thing turned green. I'm gonna get out of this goddamn play. And I got in it, and bro, the next day, shot up. I said, hey, we got some action. But I will not let it, I promise you, I will not let it go red on me. If I get to, I'm gonna tell you something. If this play get to $5,000, I'm out. We fought so hard. Katie, I know that's your baby daddy. Listen, if I get to $5,000 in this play, I'm getting out of it. And if it do it to, unless it do something overnight that I can't, I'm not playing with Palantir like that. So the Q's doing good. Spotify, come on. Look at the green. Come on. Spotify. You know what I'm saying? SPY. I'm about to piss off Tesla. You know what though? We was up about 4,000 on this play. I never got up big enough to get out of it. You feel what I'm saying? Now it's probably gonna try to drag me through the mud. You know what I mean? Damn. I forgot what the date is on that, on the Tesla play. Visa been a knight in shining armor. I'm not gonna lie. Visa been killing it. We done took profit on Visa twice. So Visa's been a good play for us. And then waste management. I'm about to piss off waste management too, right? Next time, so I'm telling y'all like I did Sprouts Farmers Market. The next time waste management go green, I'm going about my business. Because I don't got time to be fighting them like that. I don't got time to be fighting them like that. Right? It's a 50 to 30% market, 100% Shazam. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna show Spotify. Why would you do that? I'm not mad at it though. But yeah, man, so we'll come join the Patreon, man. Shout out to my people in the Patreon, man. Shout out to AB, shout out to Nettie, shout out to Thavion, Cheesy Bread, Shockwave, Ozell. Shout out to the dope Patreon members, man, because after this week, I just took, I made a post in the group and in the Trappers Anonymous, but it was just I got to recalibrate. You know what I'm saying? I put out a lot of energy. So shout out to them for that, man. Let's go a little further.
Before they got me in here cracking up, talking about the mic so good. Get your man a straw, because we can hear the gulps.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, you know what that means? Money well spent. Money well spent.
You hear your man gulp.
Money well spent. You hear me? Money well spent. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rams. Shout out to the Patreon members, man. Shout out to the Trappers Anonymous member that just, hold me down, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna just run away, but I be needing a day or two sometimes. Like, after I do a lot, and they just be holding me down. When I come back to the group, they be like, hey, y'all, Trav here, yo. And then, we be turned up. But shout out to the squad, man. They really be holding me down, man. When I miss a day or two,
I gotta shout you out, only because you be real active, and then the new stuff we about to plan out, like, you really, really active with the people in the midst.
What you mean?
Saying? Just like, yo, I'm gonna touch the people. I'm touching the groups. I'm in there.
Yeah.
And the new stuff we got planned, like, that's a real thing.
No, for sure.
They like, yo, I want automation.
No, I don't care about that, man. You know why, bro? Because, and that's kind of like my thing with AI, right? Like, I'm not the person to fight it. But I do think that we are getting away from the idea of what makes the human race. And it's people interaction. It's people interaction. So I want to be in a Patreon. I'm gonna tell you something. This is real talk. In my Patreon and that's why I do the call with my Trappers Anonymous every Sunday. That's why I get in the Patreon Somebody said, talk about Palo Alto. What you want me to say about it? Cybersecurity company, they doing good. Like, what do you want? I don't know what you want me to say about it. But I like talking to them, bro. Like we forget the people part of things. You build a community because it's people. We do good together. Like there's so many different, like I'll give you an example. So like, we made AB the first lieutenant in the Patreon. And I said, AB, look, just don't day trade, because that's not it'll shuffle the mindset. So AB was like, bet, I got you. So AB, he'll do shorter plays, but it's not a day trade. But his interaction with the group is phenomenal, right? But Nettie, she the same way. She'll be like, hey y'all, we had a good week. Don't get too, boom, boom, boom. Like she'll come like, give us that warm hug we need in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like Rams, he gonna have 50 million gifts of me in the group. So everybody has this different energy that they bring. That's what make it dope, bro. And then the dope part about it is, there's no better, I'm gonna be real with you. Think about this. If you in this group, you probably made more money in this group than you made with people in your own family. You've probably made more money with the people in this group than friends you've had your whole life. But you've also lost money with these same people. And then you went got it back with these same people. Bro, that's camaraderie. That's community. That's connection. That's connection. You can't just leave that up to I'm gonna let an AI bot do all the talking for me. Bro, what? What? I literally, like it's to the point now, like even today, I screenshotted the chart I was looking at. I put it in a group, gave them a breakdown on what I was looking at. They was like, bro, thank you for that, bro. But then somebody else might say, hey, y'all, I'm looking at this right here. So now it is, you get to get different perspectives. That's community. Same thing with Trappers Anonymous. We break down a company. Hey, what y'all think about this? What y'all see about that? That's community. You can't let no robot do that. You can't let no robot do that. You got to get in there and talk to people, relationships. And then what happens is, when you do an event like Good Soil, and you got a whole section of people like, we try that. That's because we built community over 148 episodes. And in the up times and the down times, we may not be in the same house, but guess what? You on your job like, man, let me see what my people doing. You at home like, let me see what my people doing. That's community. And you can't get that from, you got to be actively involved with people to do that, bro. You build a relationship with people, bro. You know what I'm saying? To people feel like, bro, I can promise you, they got people that be like, man, I ain't tried my dog. Probably ain't never met me before a day in their life. Probably never even seen me before in person. But just between coming to this show, calling, that's why we intentionally call people names out. What's up? Jason Macklin, Rams, Sherry, Cheesy Bread, Talisha. You know why we call people names out? To let them know we see you, we appreciate you. Nobody else don't do that. You know why we do it? Because we ain't nothing without them. But we build a community. That's why you call people names out. They be like what? Acknowledged. Acknowledge. That's what people want, bro. Like this, people want to be like, yo, because as human beings, watch this, bro. Why you think God ain't just let Adam run the world by himself? He go crazy.
Just him and the animals.
Just him. Hey, what's up, sheep? Sheep can't even talk to him. Now you got to talk sheep language.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he crazy.
But God put it in him.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what happened? Now when I give you somebody, guess what? Community. Community is important, bro. I love my community, bro. I can't wait to get this. I'm going to tell you something. If I didn't think it was a safety hazard, I had this in here right now.
Right now, right.
Roof leaking, wires everywhere.
Tripping up.
It's just a bigger trap house.
Right. A huge trap house, man.
A big trap house.
Car ain't got the baking soda.
Yeah,
We good.
it's a big trap house. But I understand wires on the floor and you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for that, bro, like I would have been like, man, y'all pull up. Pull up. If anybody gonna rock with me, I know my people gonna, it don't gotta look pretty for my people. They know how I get down.
Man.
You know how you ever been at one of your people's house and you be like, damn, look at that roach. But you ain't tripping because it's your people.
Right. Be like, you act like you don't even see it.
Matter of fact, you try to move the roach. Go ahead.
Tell me you got water bugs.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a roach.
Talking about, man, that roach come from the trash outside, dog. No, that's a house roach, bro. That's not
That's
them.
my neighbors.
Yeah, my neighbor, no, it's not. It's yours. It's yours. You're trifling. But you my nigga.
I love you. Oh, man.
You feel me? Y'all ain't been there before, bro. So I know for a fact, maybe the outside people might be tripping, but my people, man, they gonna sit in here. What we doing? Indian style, bro? What we doing?
Right. They like, drop the link.
What we doing? Drop the link, bro.
We pulling up.
So I don't care. What we doing? I know my people. I promise if it wasn't for just safety efforts, man, we would have been in this joint. I wouldn't care about none of that, bro. But because I understand I know what we cultivate. So yeah, man, let's go a little further. Yep, Freedom Index, man. So, I think I'm gonna get rid of AJG, bro. It kept me positive for some time. I think I'm gonna just get rid of it, dog. It ain't growing. It ain't really growing. It go between 1,000, 4,000, 1,000. I don't know. Anyway, AJG, Costco, CrowdStrike, Meta, Netflix, NVIDIA, Palantir, Sprouts Farmers Market. So we still beating the market, 23.4%, not bad. Not bad. So we still beating the market. So anyway, man, you want to come join the Patreon? You know, anytime I put a play up in here, before I put it in here, you get it. You want to get all the option plays, we get it. So come join us. Let me say something too, Jose. We got to give him a heads up. So my birthday is on the 4th of July, bro. But we might be good. Yep, so my birthday on 4th of July, so we got the 2nd, so I'll probably go out of town on the 3rd. So that's good. That's good. That's good. I ain't going to Africa or nothing, so. Nah, we good. Nah, we good. We good.
I'm just happy because I'm going to get footage
Of what?
of your birthday drink.
How?
Nat going with you.
Man, I'm telling that shit off.
Shout out to Nat and that DJI Osmo. Let me go. We need to get a sponsorship for Osmo, for real. Y'all hear him? I'm about to
Bruh,
send an email.
let me tell you something. So here's what I learned. When your girl want to support you, you got to just let her. You got to just let her. You got to let her be in her thing. Bro, my girl, my lady, thinks that she is a part of my media team now. On everything
She be like,
I
Jose,
love.
what I got to do? What do I do? I don't want to get
On
fired.
everything I love, B. She like, babe, what a DJI at? I'm like, it's right here. Give it to me. I'm like, what? She like, give it to me.
And be up and close and personal in your face.
Bro,
Your
I'm talking
eyeball.
about she here with the DJI.
What you think about Trap's speech today?
What you think about what Trap said? Like, babe, you gotta back up. And then when we ask her a question, she do this. Yeah, I think
Turn
it
it
was
right there.
nice. I think it was amazing. Like, babe, what are you doing? Babe, go charge the DJI. She done ordered. I swear to God. Anyway, that's my baby.
Shout out to 3K in the chat. Let's go.
Shout out to
Share this
3K in
out.
the chat. Let's go a little further, Jose. Let's get to it. Before we get to it, let's give them a preview of this week's. Let's go.
Man, what a hell of a week this has been, from the water in the building to water bill. Just know the vision is free. Everything else gonna cost you something. It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin, man. Salute.
You said it's the trap house with the leak.
Trap. Somebody say, man, Trap always snacking.
Always snacking. The pecans around here somewhere.
Say, I be snacking, y'all. That's one thing I'm gonna do, you hear me? I be snacking. How y'all like about, so man, first of all, thank y'all. We've been getting some really good feedback from Journey to Freedom, Road to 100 Million. This week's episode, I'm not gonna lie, I think this is probably my favorite one.
It got vulnerable. It shows some real behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think this one's gonna be my favorite episode. This is a hell of an episode here. We did a good job with this one. So.
Dropping tomorrow, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to the Patreon and Trappers Anonymous. Y'all will get it early.
That's a fact. Y'all get it early. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get to the show, man. We got some dope stuff to talk about. All right, let's go, man. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Thank y'all. Certified Trap of the Week. Let's go. Is C.R. Patterson, man, and Sons was an American automobile company headquartered in Greenfield, Ohio, and for 1 year in Gallia, Ohio. I hope I said that right. Founded by Frederick Douglass Patterson and named after his father, Charles Richard Patterson. The Patterson was the first African Americans to manufacture automobiles. Let's stop right there. The first African Americans to manufacture automobiles. Their company manufacturing and marketing the Patterson Greenfield automobile for models year 1914 and 1917, with overall production reaching 150. As the only known black-owned automakers founded by former slaves operating during a period of cultural oppression, successful for 3 generations, Charles Richard Patterson and Frederick Patterson were inducted into the Automotive Hall of Fame in 2021. How many of y'all didn't even know they had an Automotive Hall of Fame?
I didn't know, and I know they
I didn't know, and I didn't know that they was the first. When I ran across this, I said, we got one. Let's go.
Before Ford, before Chevrolet, before the rumble of engines filled the air, there was Patterson. In the heart of America, a black-owned company dared to dream of a future on wheels. Charles and Frederick Patterson, pioneers in the nascent automobile industry. The year was 1915. Frederick Patterson carried on his father's legacy. Their story is a testament to black excellence. Charles Richard Patterson's story began in slavery's shackles. Born around 1833 in Virginia, he knew only forced labor. Yearning for freedom, he escaped in the 1850s via the Underground Railroad. Patterson's journey led him to Greenfield, Ohio, where he found freedom and opportunity. He started working for a carriage company, learning the craft from the ground up. By 1873, Patterson had risen from escaped slave to skilled craftsman. He partnered with J.P. Lowe, a white carriage maker, to form the firm J.P. Lowe and Company. Their business thrived, reflecting Patterson's growing expertise and the increasing demand for horse-drawn carriages in a rapidly expanding nation. However, the partnership dissolved in 1893, leaving Patterson in control of the company. He renamed it C.R. Patterson and Sons, bringing his sons, Samuel and Frederick, into the business. Together, they built a reputation for quality and craftsmanship, their carriages becoming a familiar sight on the roads of Ohio and beyond. C.R. Patterson and Sons was more than just a business. It was a beacon of Black entrepreneurship. As the 20th century dawned, a new invention began to reshape the world, the automobile. C.R. Patterson died in 1910, leaving the company in the capable hands of his son, Frederick. Recognizing the seismic shift in transportation, Frederick made a bold decision to transition from carriages to automobiles. In 1915, the first Patterson Greenfield automobile rolled out of the factory. It was a testament to Frederick's vision and the company's adaptability. The Patterson Greenfield was a high-quality car, boasting a 4-cylinder, 30-horsepower engine. It was priced between $685 and $850, targeting a market that included middle-class African Americans who were often denied the opportunity to purchase cars from white-owned companies. The Patterson Greenfield was a powerful statement on wheels, a testament to the belief that even in the face of adversity, dreams could take flight. Despite its early promise, the Patterson Greenfield faced an uphill battle. The company, operating on a smaller scale than its competitors, couldn't match the mass production and lower prices of companies like Ford. The rise of Jim Crow laws further restricted their market, limiting their customer base and access to capital. By 1918, the Patterson Motor Car Company ceased automobile production. The company, however, didn't disappear entirely. Returning to its roots, it continued to produce customized buses, hearses, and trucks until the 1930s. Then, facing the Great Depression and the relentless pressure of a segregated market, the company finally closed its doors. The demise of the Patterson Motor Car Company is a stark reminder of the systemic barriers that African Americans faced in the early 20th century. It highlights the harsh realities of a segregated market, limited access to capital, and the uphill battle Black businesses faced in a society designed to stifle their growth. The story of Charles Richard Patterson and his son Frederick is a powerful reminder that Black history is American history. Their legacy, though largely overlooked, is a testament to the entrepreneurial spirit, innovation, and resilience that defines the American experience.
Man, that's so good, bro. That's so good, bro. That's so good, bro. Like, man, you gotta think about that, bro. Like, think about you having something before Ford and before, but you just ain't. Segregation is what stop you from being great.
And now nothing in our way.
Watch this. Watch this. No book taught him how to build a car. Supernatural intelligence, bro. Gotta stop saying what we can't do. It's possible, bro. Oprah said something that was so powerful, bro. She said, you get out of life what you believe you're worthy of. That's so powerful. That's so powerful. You get out of life what you believe you're worthy of. And I go back to this situation, bro. I kept telling myself, I'm gonna make $1 million trade. I'm gonna make $1 million trade. Got on the show every week. I'm gonna make $1 million trade. I'm gonna make $1 million trade. And we made a $1.2 million trade, bro. Kept saying, bro, you gotta get a 40,000 square foot building, dog. I need about 40,000 square foot. What we get? 49,000 square foot. It's about what you constantly tell yourself. Because the thing about your brain is, bro, and I've learned this, like, it don't really know what's real from what's fake.
Yep.
Until you tell it.
Yep.
It can't identify that something is real or fake until you say, that's is real, that's fake. So the thing about your brain is, our brain is, bro, like, if we keep doing something, think about this, if you keep thinking about something bad not happening, it happened. And then you say, man, I knew that was gonna happen.
Yep. That's your conscious bias confirmation.
You confirming your own self-fulfilling prophecy. You feel what I'm saying? But if you be like, bro, this gonna happen. Bro, you know how many times I tell myself during this building, I be like, bro, this shit gonna be so lit by the time we finish with it. It's gonna look like this, it's gonna look like this gonna happen, this gonna happen. So every time I see a small piece of progress, I be super excited because I'm like, ooh, that get me closer to what I see. Ooh, that get me closer to what I see. So every little small piece of progress gets me so excited because it gets me closer to the thing that I visualized in my head. The next thing is this, bro. This about to be real hard for everybody who's listening right now. The more you play with AI, the more you dumb your brain down. I'm not saying don't use it. I'm just saying the more you play with it, the more you dumb your brain down. I'm not saying it's here. It's nothing around it, right? We can't. But the more you play with it, because here's what happens. The more you go to AI and AI gives you answers, the more you trigger a dopamine, which means, aha, this is something I like. This satisfied the question that I just asked it. So then you start to depend on it more. And the more you go to it, the more you rely on it. And the more you rely on it, the more you stop using your brain. And the more you stop using your brain to do the things that it's designed to do, the dumber you get. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying the brain is like any other muscle. It is the most phenomenal thing that God gave us. Every AI comes from somebody saying this should happen, right? So what happens is, watch this even further, the more you use the AI, the more you get confused. You start not being able to handle everyday situations. One of the greatest things you can have as a human being is critical thinking. It's how you think during situations. Also, one of the great, it's also, watch this, you start losing, watch this here, y'all. You start losing the ability to focus. Here's why. Because AI gonna give you the answer so fast, and then you can access so many questions to give you the answer so fast, what happens is your ability to read a book becomes super, super, super hard. Why? Because why read a book when I can just type in AI and say, hey, summarize the 48 laws of power for me. Hey, instead of me reading the whole Bible or the whole Quran, just give me a synopsis on every figure in the Bible and focus on the pivotal parts of their journey. Lay it out for you. So now you don't get that relationship with God like you wanted to. You can't get that revelation from God like reading Matthew through you can't learn how to build that business the way you want to. You don't learn how to interact with people no more. Let's get back to the community part. You can't interact with people no more because you straight going here. I'm gonna tell you how I know that's real. Because even at my age, I was still good with approaching, I got a lady now, but approaching women. So many women would say, damn, you still approach women. I'm like, yeah, why? It's like, oh, they just be, we live in a DM world now.
Yep.
Live in a DM world now. Well, if we on DM, people have no communication.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, the more you, and I'm not saying AI is not gonna be beneficial, it is, but as human beings, the more we use it, the dumber we gonna get.
And that fertilizes the AI.
And it's gonna make and so this is why the AI gonna be so smart, because it's gonna take what we give it and multiply it, because it's a machine. So of course they need energy to feed it. That's gonna be another thing we're gonna be faced with, an energy crisis. So they need energy to feed it, but it can rapidly do so much and then when we stop using these, watch this, we then gonna raise dumb children. We're gonna raise a generation of children that's gonna be depressed more than ever. We're gonna raise a generation of children that don't know how to communicate. We're gonna raise a generation of children that don't have no feelings or emotions. We're gonna raise a generation of children, watch this, bro, that's gonna be so addicted to instant gratification. Because, watch this, if you don't want to cook, you call DoorDash. You got a time on it. If you want to learn how to do something, you go write the AI, they give it to you. So then we'll get a generation of children that if they can't get the thing that they want in this time, they will actually crash out. I promise you, this is gonna happen. And it's gonna happen faster than we think. It's gonna happen faster than we think. All right, let's go a little further, man. Let's get into our message. Damn. Word on the street, man. Let's get to it, man. Somebody say trap, that's already here. Facts, right? All right, man. So shape backs get faster every time. Watch this. Drawdowns and their recovery this year could make second fastest recovery in the S&P. So essentially, I saw this stat that said that, and I remember I said this a while back, because I said, yo, these recoveries are coming faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. So watch this. In COVID, it took 23 days. In COVID, it went through 23 days. It recovered in 103 days, which was more than 3 months. What's this? The trade war, it lasted 33 days. At 45 days, we are already in recovery mode. We've already recovered like 90% of that back. So we had a 21% drawdown that lasted 33 days, and we had 40. We had about 46 days right now, 47 days. Whew, that's heavy. COVID, we had a 35% drawdown. It lasted 23 days. It took 103 days to recover. Get it all back. In 1998, they had a 22% drawdown with Russia. It took 57 days. It lasted 57 days. It took 32 days to recover. This is insane. We had a double dip in 1981. It lasted 427 days. It was a minus 27%. It took 61 days to recover. Look at those numbers, bro. Imagine having a 21% drawdown and getting it back in like 90 days, bro. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. So I think it's just, these things, they come back fast. And I say, yo, we are recovering faster and faster and faster after every dip. Now, the dope part about what I like about that, Jose, was maybe a couple weeks ago, we said that this was the first time where new investors, they doubled down on a dip. So I like that idea. I'm not saying I'm the person that's the reason why that's happening. I do know that we playing a part in it and everybody else that's teaching it, right? So I love the fact that, yo, we not getting shook out of position. Like, we believing in it. We like, yo, check this out. In order for, like, I think we feel like this. I know this is my feel. If the market gonna crash, I'ma crash with it. I'ma crash with it. If it's gonna crash, I'ma crash with it. I'ma buy as many dips till I run out of chip. They say, well, what happened if it do it for 2 years? Well, hopefully I got 2 years worth of money. Because I'm gonna buy every dip. Every time it dip deep enough, I'm gonna start setting my price point. Hey, 20%, got it. 15%, got it. You got it. Ride some puts down, got it. Reposition, got it. What we doing? I'm gonna get hit, but listen, we gonna ride the wave. Because here's how I feel. The market has to 100% be wiped away. That means if the market get wiped away, that means a whole bunch of us broke. That means billionaires ain't billionaires no more. Millionaires ain't, that means we start from scratch. I feel like I can win that game. You feel? Or we start from scratch, I feel like I can win that game. You get what? All us got nothing? Oh, what?
We even to play.
All us got nothing?
We starting at 0?
Oh. Let's rock. Let's rock. You feel me? So because I understand that there's too many billionaires. Listen to me, family. I want you to understand something right quick. If this market goes to 0, that means Elon Musk ain't worth 300 and something billion no more. That means Warren Buffett ain't worth 200 and something billion no more. That means Jeff Bezos ain't worth 200 and something billion no more. So if you're willing to take all they billions to go to 0, let's go. Let's go. Rock out.
I like the competition.
Rock out. Now let's see who get that first. What we doing? I promise. As soon as the first company go public, I'm with you. I got you. Come on. I got a hot $10. I got a hot 10. How much that stock cost? You feel me? And so because of that reason alone, I'm like, bro, I'm all in. I'm all in. Somebody say it's coming. Guess what? We all gonna be broke then. Because here's what we gotta understand. If the stock market crash, nobody can ask me for rent. Nobody can ask me for mortgage. Because the bank ain't got no money. The economy ain't got, so let it crash. I'm talking, if it's gonna crash, crash. 0 crash. 0 crash.
What you just said about speaking? Planting seeds.
I'm just saying, we all win that way. But we all win that way.
Episode 148.
But here's what I'm saying. At that rate, we all win. Because now the billionaires ain't, now we can't say, oh, they got a billion, they got 0. If you gonna, you know what I'm saying? I got a hot 10. Let's rock. You pay dividends? What we doing?
Be the Grand Depression.
What we doing? What we doing?
The Epic Depression.
But I'm saying that to say because I know they not gonna let it go that far. Because the worst thing you can threaten a rich man with is being broke again. Come on, partner. Come on, partner. Come on, partner. Come on, partner. You could talk all that. I come from humble beginnings. You went to Yale, partner. Ain't nothing humble about them beginnings. You went to Harvard. You went to Princeton. Them beginnings ain't humble. Not me? Them beginnings ain't humble.
Somebody started from the bottom.
Started from the bottom. I went to jail. boy said, I went to jail. Boy, had been suspended a day in his life talking about I had humble beginnings. Man, get out of my face. Nigga, I was expelled and still was faking like I was going to school. What you talking about? What are you talking about, cuz? I'm expelled. I got to get up every morning. Look, what's up? Fresh everything. Where's you going, partner?
Class.
I'm going to school. You was expelled. No, I ain't. Shut up.
That's crazy.
Stop playing. Stop playing. I'm expelled. I'm going to school every day. What you doing? Wow.
Sitting in the back losing it.
Come on, man. Some damn humble beginnings. Let's go a little further, man. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man, that's buying a dip, man. Let's go, man. Buy your dip, family. Hey! The money is in the market, y'all. So composition, so check this out, y'all. We saw this stat too. The equity market globally is now worth $81 trillion. Let that sink in. With America, watch this, being the biggest at 63%. America makes up the biggest equity market at 63% with 52 trillion. Europe and the UK is 15% with 12 trillion. Japan at 5%, China at 5%. So here's what I want y'all to understand. This is why everybody love investing in American markets. Y'all see how I shifted that to that? I was setting them up for the kill. This is why everybody love the American markets. This is why all of these other countries right here, they put their money in the American market. So if you go back to last week, watch how we do this. We're going to open this loop and close it. If you go back to last week, we talked about the carry trade with Japan. Japan had the low rates, so people was borrowing money from Japan to come put it in the American market. Why? Because American market makes up $52 trillion, and that ain't even talking about the bond market, that's even more. So what happens is they put their money in the American market, get that money out, do the swap over, and that's where the carry comes in at. I take the American money, give you the Japan money back, I take the difference. That's the carry. Oh, man, these people not eating much. They're not feeling me tonight. They ain't feeling what we cooking tonight. They ain't feeling what we cooking tonight. This is why the American markets, there you go. Somebody said it, that ROI. This is why. So when you see people saying, oh, the European markets is doing better than the American market, first time in 20 years. First time in 20 years. Emerging markets ain't outperforming the American market in I don't know how long. Okay, they got a year. Guess what? This is why. Somebody said this sounds like Forex, 100%. That's why we broke it down. They take the Japanese yen, then they put it in the Forex market. That's how they swap it out. If it take too long to rock up, bring it back. Come on. You just swap it out. 100% why the Forex market is so important. They get the money in the Japanese yen. They don't just put it in American money. You got to then put it in a Forex market. Once you put it in a Forex market, then come on, man. Come on. Remember what we said? It takes 1 billion US dollars that make up 100 billion yen. Go look at that segment last week. You were sure anyway. There you go, JD. There you go. You know where I was going with it. JD, you know I was going with it. Somebody say, Trap, the way you are able to translate everything to the street is unprecedented. Thank you, Queen. I tell you, I really lived that life.
I just love when the new people come in. What's the baking soda boxes?
You know, I'm about to get rid of the baking soda.
Huh?
I'm about to get rid of the baking soda, dog.
Huh.
Got to step it up a notch, dog.
Huh.
If I get rid of the baking soda, dog. We're gonna keep the triple bean. We can get away with that. We stepping into new territory. Come on, B. Come on, you with me on this?
I mean, I'm with it.
You with me on that? Did you send bricks out with brown tape on it this week?
George said, can he keep on shipping the bricks?
Man, don't do that no more, man.
Shout out to Trapper Apparel.
Man, don't do that no more. I wasn't mad at it, dude. I was like, but I ain't know what happened, so I ain't say nothing. I said, this nigga here.
Shout out to...
The mailman must have was tripping. The mailman messed the people box up. You hear me?
Shout out to the apparel. We did extend.
Oh, we extended?
Yep,
we extended the Father's Day sale for Juneteenth. We extended the Father's Day sale for Juneteenth.
So
man.
get your bricks.
Yeah, man. We extended the Father's Day sale to Juneteenth, man. George, see, that's what happened when he in that goddamn room by himself for too long. He go to coming up. I should have never told him to take the initiative. Think forward. In his mind, it's a good idea.
Hold my beer. Got you.
Somebody at Patreon said, is it supposed to look like a brick? I said, oh my God. I said, we out of here. I said, we out of here, man. I saw that picture and just kept scrolling. I said, this nigga George tripping, man. I looked at it, I said, no, that ain't bad, cuz.
Right.
At first, he did a good job.
It's a good rap.
You did a good job, cuz. You sure you wasn't spying on me one day? Oh.
Bruh.
Did I have you in that house with me when I did that, George? What the hell? That looked good. I was laughing when I saw that, bro.
Took you back.
Bro, I saw that, I was crying laughing. That man said, hey, is this supposed to look like a brick? Oh. I said,
going
man,
too far.
what is George doing in there? But I liked it. That's why I ain't say nothing about it. I ain't even say nothing. I like it, cuz. That might be a good look moving forward. That's on brand as it get right there, boy. That is on brand as it get. Let's go, man. Let's go a little further, man. So, but the U.S. investors invest more. So, household allocation of equities across the region, U.S. households are more invested than any household in any other country. Give yourself a round of applause for that, man. The U.S. investor invests more. So, the U.S. households, 49% invested compared to 13% in Japan, 10% in UK, 10% in Europe, 9% in China. Where you gonna get this type of information from, bro? Let's just stop right there. Let's just stop right there, bro. We hitting y'all with facts right here. Not just opinion. We gonna get real life facts. You feel me? Nate said I was dead when I said, I'm telling you, bro, like I was crying. We were like, yo, it's supposed to look like a brick for real? Like, what? But I want y'all to know this though, right? We talked about planting the seed. Man, it's so important for us to really like lock in on this, yo. Like, so I don't really care. I want everybody, like we in June, which is the 6th month. So here's what I want you to understand something right now, y'all. We halfway through the year. We've been through a lot, but we are halfway through the year. What are you gonna do for the next half of the year that puts you in a position to increase your wealth? The hoodie came with a QP and a Jeezy. You feel me? You halfway through the year. And if you still firm, one thing I kept saying, was, whether it was Patreon or whether it was Trappers Anonymous, we should be buying in our buying whole right now, y'all. I kept saying it. And I know we was locked in on the options, but I kept saying this is a great time to add NVIDIA at 83. Palantir went back down to 60-something for us. Amazon 170 or something like that. Everything was down. There's no reason, I'm going to just be real with you. There's no reason why anybody that listened to me, I'm not talking about no other show or nothing else going on. There's no reason that anybody that listened to me, just in their buying whole, hasn't increased their net worth from February to now. There's no reason why. Because even though we was losing in some of our option plays, I kept saying, hey, add to your buying whole, y'all. Add to your buying whole, y'all. Add to your buying whole, y'all. Add to your buying whole. I kept saying it. Add to your buying. I know we in the option plays. I know how that's going, but add to your buying whole. Because the buying whole game is supposed to be the foundation to our wealth, not the options market. The buy and hold is the foundation to our wealth. That's when we use the options market profits to go get some of those buy and holds. That is the thing I've consistently preached to us. All right, y'all, we down right here? That's cool. Let's go get in that buy and hold. Let's get our bag bigger right there.
Gotta love her.
This lady here. I can't.
Nobody need to listen. Oh, I love that.
You don't listen, baby. You don't listen.
Oh,
I think she put $10,000 in 5 months ago. I'm like, babe, every month you should at least put $1,000 in. I'm gonna do it for you. Mm-hmm. I know what I'm how to do. I'm gonna just have to take the password
and run it.
Yeah.
Run it up.
You feel me? And so that is what I love the most. And so we are part of this 49%. So the next thing I want everybody to do is this, though. If you got a child, if you got a niece or nephew that you really know you want to lock in, open them up that custodial account. All you need is your name, their social security, your social security, their birthday, their address. You can literally start the account for them without even just telling mom and them, look, I got it, don't worry about it. Let me see, bro, you be acting like people always have money to buy stocks, wonder at a low price like that. Bro, I do. You got money for what you want, Javon. You got money for whatever you want, right? How many times have you bought, from February to now, how much money have you wasted? Even if it's $10, bro. Even if it's $15. If you drink alcohol, you can put the alcohol down and buy stocks. If you smoke weed, you can start smoking the weed to buy stocks. If you eat a little more than what you're supposed to be eating, you can be doing that to buy stocks. Are you willing to put yourself on a financial diet to buy stocks? So yes, bro, I do think you got some extra bread somewhere along the line to buy some stocks. I never say how much you got to buy. But what I will say to you is just that comment alone let me know you cool with making excuses for not being where you want to be at. And the dope part about excuse is, what I said, Jose, it got a little bit of truth in it. So, yeah. Well, that's a whole different situation. If you don't have a job, you got to go get a job, bro. That ain't for us, bro. You got to go get a job. But guess what you can do? It's the summertime. Go cut some grass. It's the summertime. Go cut some grass. You willing to do that? It's the summertime. Go rake some leaves. You willing to do that? Go wash some cars. You willing to do that? Guess what? You can go get a bucket. You can go get a chamois and some dishwashing liquid. You willing to do that? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Are you willing to do that, or are you pride in the way? So yeah, I kind of do think that. You feel me? You willing to go to the temp service? Let them take whatever they're gonna take out of it just to get some bread coming in. You willing to do that? Scroll that down again. They're not gonna hire me because of what?
My dog say he blind. I'm not laughing at the blind. I'm not laughing at the blind. I'm laughing at every time it's a new drink. I almost want to play soft music on the drink. But
All right, man. Let's go a little further. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, man. So Trump says he signed a trade deal. How we feel about this, yo? I think they sent out a I want to say an email, but that might not be the right word, to a lot of the other countries saying, hey, y'all, like, bring y'all best deals to the table. Let me see what y'all got. I think that's going to be interesting to see, because not only is the trade deal important, we need to see more. But y'all know what I'm not mad at the trade deal. I'm mad at, we think China's is the deal that everybody wants to see. And I think that may take some time. Go a little further.
A very important document. A little windy out here. Give me that. We just signed it, and it's done. And so we have our trade agreement with the European Union, and it's a fair deal for both. Going to produce a lot of jobs, a lot of income, and we have many other ones coming. But you see the level of enthusiasm is very good. But the relationship that we have is fantastic. So I just want to congratulate you.
But Donald, thank you very much. This now implements on car tariffs and aerospace, our really important agreement. And so this is a very good day for both of our countries, a real sign of strength. So thank you again, Donald. A really important day for both of us.
I'm going to tell you what I get out of that. Boy, I ain't never say President Trump. Boy, say Donald. It be little things. It be little things. So now you remember we talked about that a while back about the European Union. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's gonna be an issue right there. So, European cars, like I said, aerial space, all of that's gonna be in definitely a plate to get them out of it. Let's go a little further. That's crazy. All right, so where them dollars at, man? So this is important for us to see, because when you look at where the money at, we talked about how much money is in the American equities, but here's a breakdown. Look at Gangsta Boo, man. Y'all don't remember that. I lost train of thought right quick. Yeah. So we talked about the European Union last week, and then we won't get into this because we talked about how much money is in the American equities. Yep, man, Gangsta Boo, man, for sure, man. Man. Yeah. You know that? Yeah. So $16 trillion is in tech. $16.7 trillion is in tech, and in the last 10 years has an 18.93% annual return, 10-year return. And then banks and financials make up 14 trillion. And then you have electronics and chip makers, which makes up another 13%, right? And then you have biotech, which makes up another 6 trillion. And then you have retail and e-commerce, which makes up 5 trillion. And so, what's real dope is when we look at how the market is broke down. So if you remember for me, I said my top 3 places was tech, finance, industrials. And then healthcare was number 4. But if we can see tech, you know, they got software and cloud, and then they got electronics and chips. So that would have been, for me, that would have been one thing. And the electronics would have been number 2. The reason why I like this and I want y'all to see this is because we can start seeing, like for me, I always say this, the market cannot go without tech. And so as much as people be saying, oh, we having a broad-based rally and the market is shifting from tech, it ain't gonna go if it ain't got tech in it. You see how the market moving forward now? Why? Because NVIDIA started lifting up. You know what I'm saying? Tech takes the market where it gotta go at because that's where the most money at. You're not gonna get it's gonna be hard for you to get a market rally of any sorts without technology being a part of it. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, even in the Patreon, one of the things we'll be tech, we'll have other solid plays, but you gotta enjoy tech, man. That's where the big returns come from. That's where the big returns come from. Because they them hyperscalers. You know what I'm saying? They drive the most revenue, they drive the most free cash flow, they drive them. You get the biggest, now of course you're gonna have other companies, but you get the biggest return for your buck on. Think about this. The top 4 largest companies are what? Basically in technology. So 100%, man. So now, what is interesting is the retail space. I didn't think they would be down there. I didn't think they would be in the top 5. That Amazon, Walmart, Costco, I didn't see that. But now that I see it, it makes sense. But I didn't see it at first.
You thought they'd be lower?
Mm-hmm. I thought they probably would be lower, but I get it at being at 5. And maybe it's because I would have took, so they're looking at tech 2 different ways. They like software and cloud, electronic and chips. But then you still got, so I would have bundled that as technology. You know what I'm saying? But they broke it down into 2 phases. So I guess I would have had tech, financials, healthcare, defense. But I'm not mad at it. So go where the money at, man. But look at that, though. The chip makers is 13 trillion, but has the bigger return, 20%. Sheesh. Let's go a little further, man. All right, NVIDIA told us where to invest next. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang told us where to invest. He laid out the 3 phases of artificial intelligence that are shaping the future. Now, generative AI, This includes tools like ChatGTP that can create text, image, music, or code-based sample products. Then agentic AI phase, AI systems that can take action for you. Imagine an assistant that writes emails, sends them, schedules meetings, and completes tasks without you lifting a finger. The final phase is physical AI. AI leaves the screen and enters the real world. Tesla's Optimus robot is a perfect example. Let's go a little further.
Notice almost everything NVIDIA builds are gigantic. And the reason for that is because we're not building data centers and servers, we're building AI factories. This is CoreWeave. This is Oracle Cloud. The power density of each rack is so great. They have to put them further apart so that the power density could be distributed. But really, in the end, we're not building data centers, we're building AI factories. And this is the XAI Colossus factory. This is Stargate. 4 million square feet. 4 million square feet, 1 gigawatt. And so just think about this factory here. This 1 gigawatt factory is probably going to be about, 60 to 80 billion dollars. Out of that 60 to 80 billion dollars, the electronics, the computing part of it, these systems are 40, 50 billion dollars of it. And so these are gigantic factory investments. The reason why people build factories is because you know the answer. The more you buy, say it with me. The more you buy, the more you make. That's what factories do.
Bro, run that again one more time. Bro, this is just, bro, when I saw this, it blew my mind, and I don't think people understood it, bro. Run it back one more time, bro. One more time, bro. Like, listen to what he's saying, y'all.
Notice almost everything NVIDIA builds are gigantic. And the reason for that is because we're not building data centers and servers, we're building AI factories. This is CoreWeave. This is Oracle Cloud. The power density of each rack is so great. They have to put them further apart so that the power density could be distributed. But really, in the end, we're not building data centers, we're building AI factories. And this is the XAI Colossus factory. This is Stargate. 4 million square feet. 4 million square feet, 1 gigawatt. And so just think about this factory here. This 1 gigawatt factory is probably going to be about, 60 to 80 billion dollars. Out of that 60 to 80 billion dollars, the electronics, the computing part of it, these systems are 40, 50 billion dollars of it. And so these are gigantic factory investments. The reason why people build factories is because you know the answer. The more you buy, say it with me. The more you buy, the more you make. That's what factories do.
First off, the music sounds like Resident Evil.
No, check this out. 4 million square feet is 69 football fields.
It's so much in that.
So let's go back to the fly before that, because I want to break this down. Generative AI is the first phase. This includes ChatGTP, GPT, that can create emails, images, music, or text. The next phase is generative AI. It's AI systems that can take action for you. Imagine an assistant writing emails, sending them, scheduling them, completing tasks. I think we in that phase right now, right? The final phase is the human phase. Bro.
You know how to watch them movies and they be like 2050? And they be like,
be listening to me. I told you, the Terminator.
Right, and they go back to like 2025 where it started. And everything normal. And then they got this video with his leather jacket and the summer wearing head.
Here's the crazy part. He said, we not creating data centers, we creating AI factories. So there's two things you need for those things too. You need energy and you need water. You need to cool them. Bro, listen to me, bro. Now I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be crazy moving forward. You know how now we bomb like, people bomb like oil refineries, and imagine now that becomes the thing that you gotta protect with massive aerial security. Because there's so much information in those data centers. If you bomb it, you can literally like wipe out so much information and so much usage in America. 4 million square feet. You got to now protect that with like Air Force people now.
24/7.
24/7. Imagine that. You got to protect that now. You got to protect that from aerial strikes and all that. Bro, this AI, somebody said something on one interview, and it really caught my head, bro. It says, imagine day one of the internet, and this is it later. That's what we at with AI. I say, yo. I remember like.
Wait, run that back?
It was somebody, I forgot what interview I was watching. It was like, where we are now, think of day one of the internet. And now, like the internet come out about what, 97? 97-ish, right? 97-ish. Boy, what you saying yeah for? Boy, you was in your daddy nuts. Talking about something, yeah. You ain't never looked up when the internet started, nigga. You don't know. You was in your daddy nuts swimming, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You was swimming in a nutsack.
Stupid.
While he was on tour with Genuine.
L laughing a little too hard in the background.
Oh,
man.
He was on tour with Genuine. And you was... But yeah, bro, think about that.
Can't even laugh because it's real.
But bro, I remember, so I think it's 1997, right? Bro, like I remember, so this is in a time of my life where stuff was chaotic. But I remember getting on the computer and like you had to have a phone. You had to have a landline. You had to have the dial-out. And I remember when you get on it, it would go like, dong, dong, dong. And it was like American Online. And you would see like the plane going around the globe.
But look, waiting for that.
And you waiting for it.
You got a dopamine hit when you connecting too.
Bruh.
That was one of the best feelings.
Waiting for it. You hear me? Think that's 97-ish. I remember we used to be LimeWire. That's later on. That's 2000 probably. Google is 98. So, bro, think about how far we done came from that to now, and they saying this is the internet then. Somebody say, whew, that was 1991 probably. I don't know if it's that far back. I don't think it's that far back, right?
Well, they said the official date was January 1st, 1983.
83?
Mm-hmm. The official date.
Damn. Now, not the consumer. I'm talking about when we got hold to it. Yeah, that's probably current fan or somebody was. I'm talking about when we got hold to it. I'm thinking at least 95. I ain't mad at. I'm thinking at least 95, bro. As a matter of fact, though.
So it wasn't the 90s, it's the World Wide Web.
The World Wide
Remember we had
Web.
to put the www.
www.
That's crazy.
See, they don't even understand, like, they say www. But we used to say, like, World Wide Web.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the World Wide Web.
Shoot, they don't even say www no more.
Nope, they just say the thing. We used to say that.
Yeah, you had to.
You had to. www. I go to the website, .com.
Yeah, so the 90s was when they made it accessible to...
The 90s, to the public. Think about that. Windows 95. Facts. Dial it up. Boom, boom, boom. Remember make all that noise? Come on, man. You used to make that noise. Y'all, come on.
Good, too.
Huh?
You did that joint good.
That's how I used to go. You know that. They don't even know what that means. He looking at me like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? Bro, there's no such thing as like, you can just get on your phone. Like, no, bro. No such thing as get on the phone. You had to... You feel me? Phones wasn't smart yet. They was dumb. They was just phones. Y'all walking around with a computer now. Bro, it was nothing. Facts.
That's when it was like...
That's it. That's it. That's it, Jose. That's it. That's it. That's it. You don't know what it's like to wait for the internet to connect? You don't know what that's like? Because it's connecting.
It was connected to the World
It was
Wide
trying to
Web.
It was trying to find a signal. It's connecting to a signal. See, that's the thing. Now they get pissed off, man, my internet taking so long. Boy, you ain't never had to wait on that thing to charge. Gotta wait on that thing.
Wait.
You gotta wait on that thing to connect. You gotta leave. Man, it ain't on yet. Oh, man, damn, man. Come on. You ain't even had no...
The phone call coming when
the
you
phone
on the
call
internet?
come on while it's trying to connect. Why are you calling me?
Bruh.
Come on. Facts. So think about that, Jose, and we thought that was it. You like, bro, this is lit. Boy, y'all ain't got no internet in y'all house. Boy, what you talking about? That's how you getting up. Boy, y'all ain't got no internet over there. We got internet over here. You got the landline just for the phone. Just for the computer.
And just how far we came.
So that's how far we've came, and they're saying we are in that stage of AI now.
What's crazy, I was thinking about my grandma, 97, me trying to explain what AI to her would be. Wow. She already said, I don't want no iPhone. Give me back my flip phone.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But
So, I know somebody that actually still has a flip phone, and they say they use the flip phone to disconnect. They use this flip, they're like, nah, bro, I use the flip phone to disconnect. They'll use it for like a week. Like, nah, bro, I use it just to disconnect. I'll be like, yo, I feel that. Huh? It's very smart.
it's like a physical, emotional, spiritual fact.
It's just connect, like you ain't on none of that. You just disconnect from it, bro. I'm not mad at that. But imagine AI is in that phase.
Super infancy phase.
Bro, I'm 43 in another couple weeks. When I'm 60,
you ain't even gonna know what the... It's like, what we doing?
But I'm 60, bro.
Here's the crazy part. Us millennials, we went through a lot.
Nah, we went through a lot.
Bruh,
We saw the world change.
changed multiple times, too.
Yeah. Think
Crazy.
about that, though. So look at this, though, bro. Like, 4 million. So here's what we know about human beings. They only go bigger. So if one is 4 million, somebody else is going to come up with one for 6 million square feet. So now guess what's about to happen? A lot of forests that we see, they're going to be taking that down to put data centers up or AI factories. prepare yourself. Let's go a little further, man. Let's go a little further. You don't know what it's like to have.
Good day, trappers. First off, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask my question. Thank you, Trap, for this amazing platform, for spreading your knowledge, for your words of wisdom every Tuesday and in the chat. Definitely appreciate you. And sometimes I feel like you're speaking directly to me and the things that I'm going through and, you know, my mindset and really working on growing that. And I've loved the knowledge you provided. Definitely been following for a while. I've been in the Patreon for a couple months, joined in May. So my question today really is about how do I redeploy capital? Does it make sense to add to a winning position, right? So right now I mainly have one contract for all of my plays. You know, one play that I had was down about 30%. I went ahead and cut it. And so now I'm thinking, okay, that money that I just took back on that contract, I could add that to a play that's up 20, 30% where I only have one contract. And then I would have two contracts and that would allow me to let it run a little bit more and then take profit at 100% and maybe let it run a little bit longer. So the dilemma there is, hey, this play is already in the money. And typically we're buying plays that are out the money, just out of the money, and we let them run into the money, right? So since these plays are already in the money, you know, buying them is at a premium, so I'd be paying more for it. I'm comfortable with that, but I'm just trying to see, is that the smart decision, or should I do a new play with a different expiration date? Or obviously waiting on a pullback is ideal, but looking for some guidance. You know, does it make sense to add to your winners so that way you can have a couple more contracts that you can then cut and have a runner versus, you know, right now I'm at one contract. So if I cut it, you know, I got to be comfortable with my profit where it's at. Thanks.
Man, salute to that king, man. That's a great question. Thank you for being in the Patreon. We look forward to just building with you on your journey. So I would not add to a play that's already running. What I would do is I would reposition myself if you like that play. So what I would do is, one of the things I do really good is now for sure is if I got a play that's already running, you put the fib on it where it swings low at, where that low swing at the last time it fought, and you put that fib on that swing low, and then you stretch it out to that swing high, and then what you'll do is look for that golden zone. For me, I use that 51 and that 68. Is that it? Yeah, 50 and 68. And see, 50 and 61, I'm sorry, to see if I can get it to fall up in that area. So essentially was, I'll get a good play that I'm already in. I actually did it with Meta, and Meta I got in a continuation play because it didn't pull back, but I did it with Spotify. That's how we got those two spot plays. I let it pull back for me after it had hit an all-time high. Remember, we like basketballs, not donuts, because donuts fall flat, and we let them pull back. So I told somebody on the Patreon today too, I said, I think they asked me that question. Yep, thank y'all for the 61. Y'all know I'm coming off the top of my head. That if you sell a play that's in profit, let's say you up, you know, I think this is a 30 to 50% market. I actually think that if you sell that play, you can be comfortable with taking those profits, you know, in that range, and then you use those profits to get you the better play. Or it's okay to let the one play run, and then if that, like, let's say I'm in that Meta play, I was already in the play, and then it bounced back and I got in a 700 play. It's okay for you to have two plays in one company, right? But I don't think you should add to a play that's already running. I don't specifically want you to do that. It is scaling it, but I would rather you scale it with another position or add, like I would say, add another leg to it than jumping in the play, because now you're going to roll the profits up to that play and you're going to pay the price on that. So I'd rather you not do that, if that makes sense. I'd rather you, if you like a play that's running, wait for that play to pull back. Let's find the right zone, right? Let's either find where's the resistance play at, or let's see where it came from. something like that so we can get a great entry on getting back in it. But I definitely wouldn't want you to add more money to a play that's already running. That's my perspective on that, brother. Great question, though, man. Great question. Let's go a little further. I don't know if they put that beep on there, y'all.
What's going on, Trap? This is Chris Thompson. I'm out of Greenville, South Carolina, and I was at the Good Soil Convention, and I was able to take a photo with you, man, and I was excited. Don't get me wrong, man. I've been following you for a long time. You've been helping me put money in the market and make money out the market and just show this to my kids and my family, and it has changed the trajectory, the conversations, the things we do, and how we operate and spend money in our household. So I really want to say, man, I appreciate you for that, because you didn't just teach me how to make money. You also saved my life and helped me make clearer visions. Now, when I met you at the Good Soil Convention, I thought about the woman of blood. She just needed to get to him and get that touch. And whatever was in the way, she made it happen. And, you know, that's how I felt, man. Because I was sitting in my seat and I was like, Trap, you know, I got to get the Trap because I need that shot in the arm. Yeah, we went through some turmoil in February and we had to navigate those choppy waters, but I've navigated and I 85% recovered on my account, and I just needed that little bit more faith to shake Trap hand and get that photo, and I got it. And so I just want to tell all the fellow trappers, man, have faith in this game, dedication, actually listen to what Trap say, man, and all things are gonna work out for you. He know what he doing. He showed me what to do, and it works. Now, Trap, my question is, given the current market volatility and uncertainty around interest rates, inflation trends, and tech sector valuations, how are you adjusting your trading strategy in short term versus long term? Also, Jose, I got to give you your recognition as well, because a lot of these things you help make possible. And I love seeing you and Trap work together to show the culture that we don't always have to be in a dispute and battle. We can actually work together and help build each other and grow empires. Guys, man, I take my hats off to you. I salute and I appreciate all the encouragement, all the instruction y'all give us, and the time that y'all take away from y'all families to support us. Guys, we love you and we trapping.
Man, that was good, man.
I ain't gonna lie, when I saw that joke was like 2 minutes, I was like, oh, we trimming it.
He did that or you did that?
I did it.
Yeah, Jose made it a mini movie. Yeah, make everything.
I said, hey, send me that video.
But I ain't gonna lie, when I saw him, I was like, yo, I know, bro. Bro had real good energy when I saw him. He was like, I'm telling you, it was that Trap. That was that first day. When I walked in, it was like, Trap. They had good energy. I was like, yo, what's poppin'? So definitely, man, it's moments like that, I'll be honest. It's moments like that where I appreciate what we doing. It's because you never really know. You know, we get up here every week, man, and we just, you know, for me, it's you pour out, you give the best information based on your perspective. And you know, intentionally, you definitely want to lead people the right way. And people don't really see the hard work a lot of times, and they're not supposed to. They don't see the studying and the reading and the frustrations and the damn. And you know what I'm saying? They're not supposed to, right? But what they do see is the commitment to it. You know, they see the authenticity. And what he got to see, like how I am with Jose on the show, like we like that for real. You know what I'm saying? Like we laugh, we joke. You know, I know I can hit Jose at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a good chance that joker up. He probably doing some work. He trimming something. You know what I'm saying? If not, he gonna hit me soon as he get up. It's the same way. You know what I'm saying? I know one thing, when we step in any venue, Jose gone. And we do our best from capturing moments so that we can give to y'all. And then the next thing I did after I got off the stage, I was like, Jose, we went right to the gym and I said, all right, let's talk about what we can do to be better. It's the first thing we did. So man, I just want to tell you, thank you, bro, for just rocking with us. And that was dope. So what we doing right now is, you know, we've really gotten into the technicals. I think that's, for me, that's been the blessing. And I said something earlier, I said that there's a certain version of you that has to fall off so the next version of you, so it can fertilize the next version of where you're going at. And I think the technical perspective of what we adding to my own philosophies and how we trading, I think that's helping us get better entries. That's helping us getting better plays, more pinpoint. Even today when I put in the chat and I said, hey, y'all, I'm sitting on the sideline. I give them a breakdown on the SPY on what I saw in that chart and like what I'm waiting for, such and such, such and such. So I think that's the biggest addition that I've made to the strategy is adding those technicals and really taking them serious. Like really taking them serious, really like locking in, really like understanding it and like really just going in on it. So I think for anything, bro, King, like that was for me, that's it. If you notice like our plays, you know, Sean tripping, I'm not gonna day trade, but our plays, we got some plays that's up in August. Like we did some 90-day plays, which is really short term for me. So I think that has been it, but also shifting our strategy to, yo, if we can get 30 to 50%, let's take profit and then we can let the house run on the rest. So even those are additions that I've made to help us be a little bit better. So, yep, that's it, man. Thank you for that, King, and I appreciate you, man, for sure. You heard me? Let's go.
Yo, what's going on, Trav? What's good, Jose? I appreciate you guys for letting me on the show again. I'm really grateful to be on here and be able to ask my question and then get it answered by the man himself. I hope you guys are having a good day. There's no such thing as bad days, only learning days. My question is, Trav, whenever you're looking at the charts and I hear you talk a lot about like when you go into the 30-minute interval, you go in there to confirm and see what's going on and what's happening like in the 1 hour interval. Can you kind of just give a little bit more context as far as like what exactly do you mean? Like, can you go on the whiteboard or show like what do you look for whenever you go on the 30-minute interval? What do you look for that gives you that confirmation for what you're trying to get to?
Yeah, I think we get on the whiteboard on, just to give us a quick idea of it. Yeah, we could do that for a second. All right, so I'm gonna try to explain this best as possible. This kind of one I wish I'd have had ahead of time, but it gives me a note for next Tuesday. Show multi-time frame. Y'all just have an idea of it. So I'm gonna just do this off the top of my head. So, all right, let's just focus on one candle right quick. And I'll give you an idea. So this is on a daily chart right here. So right here, it says daily, right? So it's a 1-day chart. So all of these candles represents action for 1 day, right? So that means this is 1 day. All of these are 1-day candles. So now you take this 1-day candle and break it down to a 4-hour candle. Right, so this long candle right here, so that's called, from an institutional, this is an inducement, which means the market, the institutional investors flooded that. That's the technical name for this. So it's called an inducement. So it's when the market floods all at one time, if you kind of understand it. But it's a large engulfing candle as well if you bring it down to smaller terms, because it overrides this candle right here, which means the buyers took over. But on a 4-hour chart, it would be 2 of these. It would be smaller. It'll be something like this. Right? Because in one trading day is 8 hours, right? So you might see, it might be something that look like this, right? Because it'll be 2 candles, right? But then, if you bring it down to a 1-hour candle, now you may see different things. So you may see a candle like right here from the 9 o'clock hour. Then you may have another run-up candle, but then somewhere along that, because you see it has a wick on it. So that means at some point it got low, and then at some point it rose up again, and then it rose up again. But this one candle on a 1-hour day represents 8 candles. Does that make sense? All right. The same candle on a 4-hour chart is 2 candles. Does that make sense? The same candle on a 30-minute chart now makes up 16 candles. Does that make sense? Right? And then you go lower to a 15-minute and a 5-minute. So essentially what I like to do is, and that's just giving you an idea, if you see these candles, how they look for. So how I confirm stuff is, like, if I'm looking at a trend, or if I'm looking for an entry point, and I see, like, I think me and Sean was looking at one day, we looked at, I forgot what stock it was, but I said, Sean, I said, look at that gravestone. I said, wait up, Sean, before we make this play, let's go see what it looked like on a 1-hour. Because that's what I make my plays off. I'll go daily, I'll go 4-hour, but the 1-hour becomes the mark for me. On a 1-hour, we actually saw, what did we see on this 1-hour? We saw a bearish candle, and then we saw a doji candle. And they had 8 other candles, but we compared this candle. So we saw a bearish candle, and we saw a bearish candle, and then we saw that gravestone candle, and that let us know it was about to reverse. But on the, I think we looked at on a daily we saw the gravestone, which tells us there was a reversal taking place. But when we went to the 1-hour, the 2 candles we looked for going up to that was a bearish candle and then a gravestone candle. And then a doji. So we knew that it was about to reverse. How do we know it was about to reverse? because the gravestone automatically tells me that a reversal is about to take place. Why? Because you see the sellers pushed, you saw it went up, but then the sellers pushed it back down and formed, it actually got a lower, it closed lower. So that's cool. So we knew that reversal was, again, it's all about probabilities as well. And so the probability says the next thing we need to do was look for the next candle that comes behind this. So the next candle behind that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, we didn't wait on the next candle. I'll be honest with y'all. We didn't wait on the next candle for confirmation. We went based off the gravestone doji because it's a like 80-something% chance that this is a reversal already in motion, right? The difference between this and this is both of them have the same idea, but this one is indecision. This one means, from my perspective, that the reversal has already taken place, right? And so it's an 80-something% chance that the candle after that gonna confirm it for you. So what we did was we went from this daily chart, seeing that, and we zoomed down to the 4 hour and then the 1 hour. And the 4 hour gave us another candle, and then the 1 hour, all of them had dojis on them. Right? All of them had dojis on them. And so, but the daily had the gravestone. So for that, that was us using a top-down analysis saying, what are the, watch this, if I'm looking at the chart this way, what is the candle communicating to me on the left side so that I can move right side? So we wanted to make sure that we had at least a bearish candle and a doji or some type of hammer, something that was indicating a reversal. If we saw something on a smaller time frame that indicated a reversal, then it validated the gravestone on the daily that we knew the reversal was about to take place. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Tell me, I'm looking dead at the chat right now, right? So I want them to know, right? So does that make sense to y'all? Right, so when you look at the daily, you understand that that's one big candle. And then the 4 hour should be 2 candles that confirm what you see on the daily. And then, I'm about to get you, Sean, and then the hourly will give you 8 candles, but you want to look at what 2 candles help you lead up to that. Does that make sense? So what we did, essentially that's what we did. What you about to say, Sean?
I was gonna say most people, they look at a day like 24 hours, but in the market, can you explain why a daily candle will be expressed as 8 hours?
Because the market is only open that many hours.
Yep, so talk about like that going to like when they open, when it closes, and then how that looks.
Yep. So the market opens at 9:30, closes at 4, and it don't have a break. So there's no lunch time. So this time frame represents 1 day. Now, if you're in a futures market, you start at a different time, but we not on futures market time. We talking about stock market time. So from 9:30, so this candle, every candle on this one, because this is a daily candle, makes up from 9:30 to 4 o'clock. So essentially, when you're looking at this candle, if it's a green candle, at 9:30, it opened here, and at 4 o'clock, it closed there. So somewhere in between 9:30 and 4:30, it had a high right here, but it closed right here. On a red candle, you know it opened right here and it closed right here. So at 9:30, this is where it opened at. At 4 o'clock, this is where it closed at. But somewhere between 9:30 and 4 o'clock, it got high right here and low right there. But it closed at that candle. Does that make sense? So what we did was on our play, we said based on, so watch this, a 4-hour candle cuts this in half. So instead of having 1 candle, you get 2 candles. You're going to get the first half of the day candle, and you'll get a second half of the day candle. On a 1-hour chart, you're going to get a candle for every hour. So what we wanted to see was confirmation on the 4 hour and the 1 hour that let us know that what we saw on the 1 day was right on time. Now, again, I'm going to say this again. We front run that trade, meaning you don't supposed to do this. You feel what I'm saying? But I said, Sean, based on this gravestone, it's a reversal about to take place. And he was like, I'm with you, Trav, let's rock. You know? You know what I'm saying? So, again, good trade practice is always waiting for a confirmation before you get into play. But again, we front ran the play because we had multiple time frames that confirmed it for us. And one of the things we saw, what we looked at was, we saw the volume getting lower, right? So because we saw the volume getting lower, that told us that the current way the trade was going was getting exhausted. Now I'm bringing y'all deeper into something. The market is 6.5 hours, though. Yeah, but it's marked in 8-hour time frame, bro. God damn, shit, God damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it broke down in time frames like that, bro. So that's what we did, though. So what we did was we looked at the volume and said because the volume is shrinking and because we saw the doji, that told us that that particular trade was being exhausted, and the dojis let us know that there was a reversal about to take place. You know what I'm saying? And because the dojis tell us that there's indecision. The low trade volume confirms that there's indecision. And so the gravestone was a kind of a double confirmation that because there's exhaustion, there could be buyers stepping in because of the low volume. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's how I think about it. I think of it in 4. I'm not trying to think of it in 6.5 hours. I think of it as 8 hours. God damn. God damn. All right, but that's what I got, y'all. That's what that answers that question. You heard me? God damn. Nobody think it's 6.5. I think 8-hour days, work day. You know what I'm saying? Why you think they don't gotta? Let me leave that alone. Yeah. It's the reason why it's a 4-hour candle. Right. It's the reason why it's a 4-hour candle. It's the reason why you get 2 4-hour candles that make up a day. All right, so that was my answer to you, family. So that's what I kind of try to do is I try to get confirmation. I like to start off with the daily and then I work my way down. I personally don't have to get into the 15-minute and the 5s. I don't personally have to get into the 15 and the 5. The hour candle can tell me what I need to know based on the daily and that. Now, one of the things I told them in the group today, be mindful if you see multiple 1-hour candles with the inability to break a resistance. Right? Be mindful of multiple daily candles that can't break a certain resistance. That's a good inclination that it's going to go the opposite way. Because that means it is tried multiple times to break a certain resistance, and it couldn't. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. If you see it, then the 15 and 5, yeah, that 15 and 5 go crazy. But be mindful for that. If you look on a daily chart and you see multiple candles trying to break the same resistance and it can't, be mindful that may be about to fall. It may not fall far, but it may be about to fall because it has tried to break that multiple times, and that's where some exhaustion gets in. So let's go.
Episode 148. That puts us exactly 1 year from episode 200. We're so excited for what's to come on Patreon, and the path up Patreon is on. Trap. People thank you all the time, but you will never understand the full trajectory of how you change the family. It's a true blessing. It's for each shop. It's for teachers not to grow weary. Galatians 6:9. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. We are seeing this fruit right now. This is for the trappers. It's for fostering a community. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. So encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing. We are seeing this fruit right now. Thanks, Trap.
That's the homies right there, yo. Man, I rock with them so much, man.
So
They've been rocking with us.
Right, so hard.
They be doing tricks and all kind of stuff, man. So I want to shout out to the parents for just, letting them stay committed. And this time they have a question, but they usually be having like a double team question. And I feel like I've watched them grow up just now. I feel like I've watched them grow up over the last couple years, you know what I'm saying? So, man, definitely when we have something at the Freedom Center, y'all definitely got to show up, you know what I'm saying? So appreciate that, man. Then they give us them verses. You know, I love a...
Hey, both of them.
I'm in the word.
They in alignment, too.
And they're in alignment. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to appreciate y'all, and I always say that, man. I appreciate the family for letting y'all stay up, because it should be past y'all bedtime. You hear me? No, they're in Cali, so it might be 6 o'clock out there. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate the family for just, and I think that's something we all should do, man. Like, when it comes to money, to keep money from being taboo, you got to normalize it. Like, to keep your kids from being afraid to talk about money, for keeping them from being afraid of the idea of money, making mistakes with money. 7 p.m. on the West Coast for sure. I think we should normalize that. So again, shout out to the family for always letting them tap in with us. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know, because it's a lot of parents in the community that do the same thing. They let their kids tap in. And so I just want to say thank y'all for that, man. Let's get to it. So I think we're coming to an end tonight, man, and I just want to say that we create the soil. We create the soil that needs to be fertilized, but the seeds are not just the money. The seeds are our words. The seeds are our actions. The seeds are our kids. The seeds are our nieces and nephews. Those become the seeds. Just like we are in the beginning of AI, we're also in the beginning of changing our family's trajectory. We're also at the beginning of normalizing financial freedom for our families. We're also at the beginning of turning our last names to an asset. We're also at the beginning of planting the roots that $1 million is the floor and not the ceiling. We're also at the beginning of having a family of millionaires. We're also at the beginning So don't just think that, yeah, we at the beginning of AI and we should be scared. No, we at the beginning at the changing of times, and if we change with the times, we won't be left behind. We won't be left behind. We will be the last generation that get it out the mud. But the time is now, y'all. And so I'm asking y'all, and I asked y'all early in the show, what are we doing now to change the trajectory of the rest of the year? The rest of the year. What are we doing now to change those portfolios? What are we doing now to change the way we see money? What are we doing now to change the way we act around money? What are we doing now to eliminate the excuses so we can start taking actions? What are we doing now so we can make sure that those two young kings can become multi-millionaires? What are we doing now to make sure our daughters become multi-millionaires? What are we doing now so that we raise the next generation of our last name that's not dependent on the government? What are we doing now to rob the next generation of the excuses that they can use that may have a little truth into them? I want to rob my daughter of the idea, my future kids of the idea saying my daddy wasn't there for me. My mom and daddy ain't lead enough for me. I want to raise trust fund babies. I want to raise that. I want to give birth to that. I want to be the reason. One of my biggest goals in life is when I pass away, I want my family, my wife and my kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids to say, hey, it's because of him we live the life that we live. It's because of him that we were prepared. It's because of him we have a real inheritance. It's because of him we understand about trust. It's because of him we understand how this world works, so we'll never be a victim for the world. We'll always attack the world. Because when you leave here, you have to make sure you are an asset and not a liability. When you leave here, you got to make sure that you move the needle in your family and you ain't pull it back. When you leave here, you want to be the reason why your family hopped up and not pulled. When you leave here, you want to be a springboard and not a hurdle. When you leave here, you want to be the reason. When you leave here, you want to be the point guard. And you don't got to be the generation that get it all done, but you damn sure got to be the generation that set the spark. Because sometimes that's all we need. Sometimes that's all we need. So with that, I'm gonna tell y'all good night. I love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Trappin' Tuesdays, episode 148 is in the books, y'all. So make sure y'all go to Trapper Apparel Inc. Use code SALUTE because we are extending the sale on Trapper Apparel. Make sure if you want to come join the Patreon. We ready. We rocked out. We love y'all. Come join Trappers Anonymous as well. We love y'all. Make sure you download. Make sure you download on all podcast platforms. Also, got a dope show coming out tomorrow, Journey to Freedom. I promise y'all, I really think this the best episode right here, y'all. I think this the best one. We getting better and better, and y'all get to see this thing take place. So with that being said, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bro, 10 o'clock on the dot.